on, stop. Give me once. Audio problems already. Can you hear me? No. Am I muted? Oy vey. Oh, so it's not me? Is it me? You can hear me? I can't hear anything from you.
Okay, I was muted. So
Everyone could hear me and I thought it was me? It's usually me.
Well, this has been a turn of events today.
I hope I didn't say anything crazy when I thought no one could hear me.
No, and I was saying, I'm going to keep talking while Rachel figures out her audio problems. So, welcome everyone. I hope everyone is doing well. How are you doing, Rachel?
I'm excited. This is my last class that we're going to be having in this apartment.
Blessed be.
Yes.
Rachel's moving. I can't wait to see your new setup once you move. That'll be
me too. I'm very curious as to what it's going to be.
BEADING. So today's class, if you probably have already figured it out, is all about double drills. This is part 2. Last week we did a stringing project, 2 stringing projects.
We did. That was 2 weeks ago, but...
Oh my gosh, you're so right. So 2 weeks ago we did the stringing projects, earrings, and a bracelet. I'll zoom in. If you want to check out that design, which is really
really easy, where's the earrings?
Than it is. You can find that on the Sam's Beach Up YouTube channel. It's posted there. And then today's class is all about wire work. We've got this lovely pair of earrings that Rachel came up with and a bracelet to go with.
Yes, and it's only using 20 gauge wire.
Wow, so the materials list is very short today.
Yes, it is. 20 gauge wire and some optional parts.
Yeah, Rachel's kept things simple, and this is one of those designs you can totally adapt however you want. So
you're gonna get some really good single loop practice in.
That's simple.
I know that's not everybody's favorite.
Simple loops are not my forte.
I love them because you can open them and connect things. It's like having a jump ring built in. It saves you like 3 cents.
It's a very large glass of water.
It's soda water and lime.
Ooh, nice.
But I drink a lot of water. I don't really drink anything else other than coffee. So
I got very into hibiscus infused water. I just throw some hibiscus flowers into water in the fridge, and it takes on a little bit of hibiscus flavor, and it's just lovely.
I have some hibiscus flowers.
Oh my gosh, you literally don't have a choice now.
Maybe when we move.
So we're gonna get going.
Let's get started. I'm gonna start, I think, this time with the earrings. Just in case we get caught up in loop madness on the bracelet, then we will at least have finished the earrings.
Cool.
So again, you're going to need 20 gauge wire. You're going to need round nose pliers or bail pliers. And you're going to need wire cutters. I like flush cutters. And a ruler. And these are, you could probably do the things you do with these, but I like to have the flat chain nose. And then of course you're going to need some double drilled beads. I'm using I had a special name, I think. Dogtooth amethyst. And then I've also got, you're going to need accent beads. So we're going to do, I'm going to go a little crazy and use some golden obsidian. It's like a dark green. So I thought that would be pretty with the copper. So we're going to start with the earrings.
Rachel, using that amethyst is making me so happy right now. I just adore that amethyst so much.
It's so pretty. I was like, do I really want to use this? Because I was going to use silver.
Yeah.
And I am like out of 20 gauge sterling. So I was like, do I want to use my amethyst and my copper? And I'm like, it's going to be beautiful.
Yeah.
It'll be good.
Totally.
Okay. So let's start with the double drill beads. So you're just going to get a length of copper, and you want it to be pretty straight. So if you can straighten them with your fingers, which is what I usually do. If you have a pair of nylon jaw pliers, which you can tell how much I use them by the fact that I can never find them. So not often. So you could straighten it out with these. You just want it to be pretty straight in general, because our wire is exposed in a lot of the project. So you don't want it to be like super curvy. So I'll just cut myself off a piece of that. And then I'm going to make sure that I have the flat end. That's why I like the flush cutters, because you've always got a flat side. I'm going to put it in my bead in one of the holes. I'm going to fold it over. It doesn't matter how much right now, unless you're really well practiced with making the single loops and this kind of thing. It doesn't really matter how long it is right here. We're going to cut it. And then you're just going to do the same thing on the other side. Now, if you are not used to using the single loops, you might want to take a ruler out for this project. And I mean, we're going to be using the ruler anyway to make our other loops, but you'll want to cut your wire about the same size every time. That's really important, getting consistent single loops. So let me see. That's where we're going to cut our wire today.
Rachel, will you show the flush cutter so we can see, in case we have newer folks who want to see the flush side of them?
Yes. Also, I just want to note that I wanted to do 3/8 of an inch, but I can't really see my ruler that well right now. And I cut exactly 3/8 of an inch because I've been doing this for so long. So,
nice.
Give me 1 second. Okay. So with flush cutters, they have a side, when you close them, they have a side that's like completely flat. And then this side makes like a valley. And then let me see if I have a pair of regular cutters in here that I can show you the difference. I had a pair out yesterday. Here we go. So with these, they have a slight bit of a valley on this side too. And then like a deep valley on this side. So when I cut my wire with the flush cutters, with the valley facing outwards towards to cut the little bit off, the side that the flat side was on is now mostly flat. If you have really high quality ones, it's going to be like all the way flat, but these are not. These are just cheapo ones. They work fine for me. And then, of course, the other side, this is the other side of my wire. So the other side from the flush cutters will be pointy like a normal piece of wire. So if I put the flat end towards where I want it to be when I cut, that part is flat. And then if I use these cutters, the regular cutters, both ends are going to be pointy, but one is going to be slightly less pointy than the other. This will still make okay loops, but if you are making something like, say you made a loop with this, a single loop like this, and then you wanted to attach a fine chain to it, there's more of a chance of that chain slipping out because it's not going to be flush when you wind your loop around.
Right. That makes sense. That makes a lot of sense.
I'll just go ahead and cut that. Okay. So I've got this. And then you can put your other wire through and do the same thing, or you can go ahead and loop these. So let's go ahead and loop these. So I'm grabbing my wire with my round nose pliers. You can also use your bail making pliers if you have them. If you have the single step looper, you can do it for this step, but the wire is going to slide around. I have it where it's not going to slide. So it's kind of what kind of look you want to do. Those were not around when I first started beading, as far as I know, and they're not something I ever had a whole lot of interest in. So when I sandwich my wire in between my pliers, you can see the wire through there. And you can see it sort of when you put it this way, but it's basically not poking out over the top of the pliers at all. But you do want it in between them. You don't want it like, you don't want to be way far on the tip to where that your pliers are just going to slide off, but you don't want it to be way far out to where the whole wire is not going to round. So just got the wire in there, and you're just going to bring it into a loop. You can fix it if you need to. See? Here's our loop. We're going to do it on the other side. Can you hear that party that's going on outside? Sam, you're muted again.
God dang it. It's so I get paranoid about my own.
Have you said anything to me?
Who knows at this point? Probably. I was thinking about like how wise it is that what you were just talking
yeah, it's
the flush.
It's not as important when you're doing like the double wrap loops, but when you're doing the single loops, you really do need to know. Oh, you can also bend if you don't want to put your wire through here and bend it. You can also just bend it to begin with and then stick it through the stone. I'm probably going to cut some off.
I like that because you're not putting any pressure on your bead.
Yeah, well, this bead is very thick.
Oh,
this bead ain't going anywhere.
That sort of bead is not going anywhere. But if like you had a more fragile bead.
Yeah. If you had a more fragile bead, definitely, here's like one of my biggest wire tips. Don't shove wire into it. So if the wire,
go well.
Yeah, if the wire doesn't seem like it's going to fit, don't put it in there. Because if you really like that bead, it might not be staying the time with you. It might break. Especially with like briolets, other fragile beads. If you put a wire in there that's just fits the hole, you have a greater chance of breaking it. Like see on this one, the 20 gauge, I still have lots of room to move it. You can still see the hole a bit through it. It's a good size for this. It's not putting any stress on the bead at all.
Yeah, we were talking about that in Gem Chat this morning about the diamond briolets in the Maybox. The diamond shaped ones just there's not a lot of like the holes going right through the tip of the bead. So
the ones that I really liked.
Yeah.
That Rachel picked out.
Yeah, that my sister picked out. You definitely want to use like a thinner gauge wire with them. Mm-hmm. Just because there's less, the hole is not going through as much of the bead. So it's just the integrity around the hole isn't going to be as strong. So you just want to kind of treat them as like a fine gem essentially.
Yeah. Yeah, I have my little jar full of sadness. Well, it's got my cat's whiskers that they've gifted me in there too. So it's sadness and happiness. It's sadness because I've destroyed beautiful gems, and happiness because my cats gave me a gift.
I like that and keep it on your desk.
I do. When I say that I have a little jar with like full of cat whiskers, people kind of look at me weird, but it is literally a little jar full of cat whiskers. It's very little. Okay, so we're gonna do the next bead because I finished the first one. So we're just gonna do that again. This is gonna be how we're gonna set up every single double drill bead in this project. So if you wanted to assembly line style it, you could. I need to get these other cutters out of my way because I keep almost accidentally using them. They're so bright. So if you're not used to just eyeballing your cuts, maybe draw in Sharpie on your rule or whatever, just so that they're somewhat similar. They don't have to be perfect, but you do want them to be pretty close so that the one loop isn't like way bigger than the other one. It will be noticeable.
If you are beading along today, definitely comment below if you're not.
Ooh, I like this setup.
Isn't that I realized I do this for the live sale. Why don't I do this for the class?
Yeah. Sometimes I feel like when you're talking to me, I'm like smiling or whatever, and I'm like, nobody's gonna be able to see that.
No one can see me. This is not right. I don't know if I want to be on camera for a full hour, but we could definitely mix this in.
What are you talking about? You're on camera for a full hour every Thursday.
I know, but
A
like
full like 3 hours.
I know it's literally a full 2-hour live sale these
It's so
days.
long. Some days. I'm like, Sam, I love you so much. It is so late here.
Yeah, well, I know. Once it hits 7 o'clock, I'm like, all right, it is time to wrap this up. It is 10 o'clock on the East Coast.
I'm like already in bed.
It's different being on camera, like when you're the one speaking the whole time, than if I was just like sitting here. I was like,
Just
oh,
watching me. You
yeah.
could hold up signs. Go, Rachel. You can beat it. Did you see what I did there? You can beat it. I'm very proud of my pun.
We need more bead puns.
We'll have a contest.
We need like more wire puns. I'm not a pun person, so I'm not putting myself on the spot right now. You are a pun person and watching live right now or watching this replay on YouTube. You should leave us your favorite bead pun or wire pun below. We've got Shira here, so I think we've got some puns coming.
Yeah. Okay. So now we have this. And now we are going to make our loopy part at the top. So this is a continuous piece of wire right here. This one's better. And we are going to start, you could do this one. I did 2.5 inches. I'm going to do 3 inches just because the math is a little bit easier for everyone, I think. I guess 2.5 is pretty easy too. It doesn't matter. Do however many inches you want, however long you want it to be. But you do, especially for this part, want to make sure your wire's straight. I thought I could fudge it on one of them, and it is not as perfect as I'd like to be. I need to go back and redo it.
Is that bare copper wire or antique copper wire, Rachel?
This is bare.
Nice.
Yeah, my oxidized copper wire is, I left it in the solution too long and it's been flaking, so I've been having to rub it off, and I just didn't want to deal with that today. So we can do, should we do 2? Let's do 3 inches. I want to see how it looks long. I'm a long earring gal. So you want both sides to be flat when you cut this. And then after you measure 1, I like to use the first one I cut to line up with the second one, just in case your hand slipped or whatever. That way, at least they're the same size. Okay. Now, this next part is a little bit tricky. This would be a great step for your looper, or I'm probably gonna, I'm gonna use my looper so they're the same on both sides. But either that or mark a spot on your round nose pliers, because you do want the round part to be pretty much the same.
When you say looper, you mean your 2mm bail making pliers there?
Oh yeah, these are my bail making pliers. Sorry, this is a looper to me. But I'm grabbing it in the middle, so I'm grabbing it at 1.5 inches because I cut 3 inches. And then I'm going to fold it up. You want to make sure that the sides are even. Okay, so let's fold it up. And then you're going to just push it down. But I'm doing it slowly because if you don't do it slowly, it has a tendency to move around on you, and then your sides won't be even anymore. Okay, so there's one.
Wait, that went so fast. Can you do it again?
Yeah, I'm gonna do the other one.
Can you walk us through it once more?
Do the other one. Okay, so I'm gonna grab it in the middle again. Okay, then fold it up, and you want them to be even, so you can kind of push down more on one side if you need to. Readjust your pliers. They're pretty even.
All right, so we
can also even it out once we push it down. What'd you say?
We've got a half fold first.
And then I'm coming in here Just kind of slowly pushing it down. I just don't want it to shift because it has a tendency to shift if you don't do it carefully. And it looks like it almost may have shifted a little bit. Okay. I'm gonna squeeze my loop a little bit.
It's like you're making clothespins, or no, like you're making safety pins.
Like safety pins. So it looks like mine got a little bit uneven. So I'm gonna come in here with my cutters, even it out. And then I'm gonna cut the other one to the same length. Oh. Actually, no, I can take a teeny bit off. Okay. And then there's a couple ways you can do this. For this project, I actually just like kind of looped them back. I don't know if you can see that. But you can absolutely bend them over and do the loops like we've been doing with this. But I'm going to bend them back. So I'm just going to take your pliers on the tip and then just bend them. Come the other way. And if one loop ends up being a little bit bigger than the other, it's okay. You mostly just want them to be even in length. So if you end up having to make one of them a little bit bigger, that's fine. I know sometimes it's hard on the end of your round nose pliers. Sometimes things slip if you don't grip them right. I definitely have that problem. So it's all in my wrist. Fix that one down. I also find sometimes the ends of my round nose pliers are not always the same size. You would think they would be, but they're not.
Yeah, I've actually heard of that recently. Someone was posting about that in a group. They were noticing that their plier sides weren't identical.
It drives me insane.
I mean,
but I'm also
like pliers. It's like intentional, but for the round nose, you'd think that shouldn't. It
yeah, but yeah. I dislike it, but not enough to spend $50 on a nice pair. So, all right. So I just stretched them out a little bit because we're going to attach them to here. So I'm going to open up the loops on my double drill beads. You can do it one at a time. You can do them at the same time. The second one's a little bit finicky to get in there, but so just open that loop. Can you hear that? Can you hear that person laughing all crazy outside?
Yeah, but
like it's really scary.
No, but you're fine. Like on our end, it's no big deal.
Okay, great. Okay. So when you are looping that second one on there, you can the nice thing about the way that we wrap this is that it's still loose in here. So you can kind of twist it around to help you get it on there. Okay. Now we'll just do the other one. I don't know why it's easier for me when it's upside down. This is the most difficult part of this whole project is getting this on here. There we go.
Did I tell you I finally found my music list that we could use for these classes?
Mm-hmm.
I was just pulling it up. I was like, oh my gosh, Rachel's been wanting music forever. But also, I'm like, wait, what song?
Okay, so now for the bottom part of the earrings, you can this is part of the optional list. No, I like it when it's us. Did you see Shira's comment? Anyways, so this is the optional part. So for this bottom, you can use, so you can make your little head pins, like a hammered head pin, which I'll show you. Or you can use a regular head pin, you can use a ball head pin, totally up to you. But literally, I think do I want to hammer them for this one?
Hammer.
I'm going to show you it either way. I was just kind of thinking about if I wanted design-wise, if I wanted it to be the ball head pin or not. But no, there would be riots if I told you about something and didn't show you. So I'm just going to start with a little piece of wire. It doesn't need to be big. You can measure it if you want, up to you. And I'm trying to keep the hammer just on the tip if I can. And my goal when I'm doing this is to hammer it out enough to where it's not really sharp when I do this. And obviously also so that the bead doesn't fall off. So, hello, come back here. All right, so I've got the bead on there, and then you're just going to bend your wire over the top of the bead. Cut. And loop. Ta-da. So we'll do that again. You can use your big wire and work from that also if you want to.
I'm going to get a song. I'll be right back.
You're getting a what? What'd you say? Oh, you're muting me.
No, I muted me. I said I was going to go look for a song. Some nice vibes.
Oh. Background songs?
Yeah. I don't know if it is anymore.
I thought we wanted the song for the beginning. Oh, this one I hammered too much. We'll do it again.
That would be a good idea too. It's all just like royalty-free music, so I'm not sure if any of it's good. So I'm gonna come back to that idea.
So maybe we test that another day. Yeah, the hardest part about these is getting them even. Because you can very quickly go from perfect on the edge to way too far in.
Danielle just got her May beatbox. Heck yeah.
Yay.
Shara, the postman better give you your beatbox today. I shipped it on Tuesday.
That's so
Shara lives walking
distance. Lacking. Why doesn't she just come pick it up?
I don't know. Shara and I have never talked about pickup ever. Shara's a busy lady.
Shira could have her beadbox before anybody else, and she chooses not to.
She could.
Shira's gonna come for me after this. She's gonna be like, you talking smack, lady? I'm gonna retroactively fail you out of high school. All right. So, I don't know where I put that away. We have a whole nother earring to do. What time is it? We're just gonna make one earring. I'll finish the other one later. I want to make sure I have time to show you the bracelet.
Yeah. Cool.
Okay.
I really want eventually to be able to like set up a couple beading tables like in the office.
For what?
For beading fun. For all the locals. And visitors.
For people to like come bead?
Yeah, why not?
But you would need a different type of insurance.
100%. Unless, I don't know. But I just want to do it.
Okay. So here's this. Now you can just add a regular ear wire if you want. If you have half hard wire, I can show you how to make a quick ear wire to where the bead is on there. You just want to make sure that your ear wires are going to be hard enough to where they're not going to bend when you use them. So, oh no, I need to stop using these little trays. I dump beads everywhere. Oh my goodness. I need to get like some heavy ones, like ceramic. Okay, so really quick, how to make an ear wire with the bead on there. You're just gonna start with your single loop again. I'm gonna slide the bead on. Then you are going to bend your wire over. And then, I don't know where my loopy thing is.
Your bail making pliers are on the left.
No, those are really tiny. No, I have here it is, a stepped mandrel.
Oh, okay.
I'm not actually sure what it's for because it doesn't seem like it's big enough for any jump rings, but I use it for ear wires. So, you could also use a Sharpie if you the ones I have, but so you're just going to bend it around. This is not half hard, so that was a lot easier than it should be. Okay, and then you would just cut your wire wherever you want it to be and flick up the end and sand it off. And that's how you would make the ear wire. At some point, we will film a more extensive version of that, but I want to move on to the bracelet. So the whole construction of all of this is very simple. It's just very repetitive. That's pretty. I like that.
It's lovely. I like the length.
Yeah, so this is the 3 inches versus the 2.5 inches. It's just an extra half inch. So it just kind of...
They look so different.
It's funny that they look that different, but like it's really only an extra half an inch. Okay, so the bracelet is going to be constructed basically the same way, but we need a lot of pieces of wire that are 1 inch long. So we're going to need, if you are using 5 beads, you're going to need 2, 10, 11, 12, 14 pieces of wire that are 1 inch long. So I'm going to come in here with the pliers and straighten this out. These pliers come in like any like basic wire work kit when you buy pliers. They usually come with the nylon jaw ones, so that's nice. All right. So, and again, I'm going to do what I usually do and cut the first one and then cut all the other ones based on the first one. This is going to be just a lot of looping. Why? Did I mess that up? No.
So I see you're coming in between each cut to make sure both sides of each 1 inch piece is flush.
So that's what, with the flush cutters, I come back in and I cut the tip off. That's one reason I really like working in solid metals, so like copper, sterling silver, whatever. You can also do this, I think, with silver and gold fill. They'll recycle them, but copper and in brass and sterling silver, whatever, you the metals can be recycled. They can reconstitute them into workable pieces. I think this piece I have is it too small? But obviously, if you're using like a base metal or something, that doesn't really melt very well, and it's this piece is too small. I thought I could salvage my scrap, but I cannot. But I recently found out that Judy in the group.
Uh-huh.
Her husband recycles copper into these cool wood rings. So I have been saving all my copper scrap, and I don't really do a whole lot of work in copper in terms of if I'm going to use a torch, which I haven't used in a while, but it's harder to melt if you don't have the expensive torch setup. So I had a whole drawer of just like copper scraps, and I cleaned it all out, and I only kept like the really big pieces I thought I actually might do something with, and I sent it all over to Judy. I was like, please recycle me.
Oh, that's great. Kim, I saw your posting of the necklaces in the main group, and I don't know if you saw my tag. Definitely, if you would share that in the gem chat group, that is the perfect place to share finished designs. I'll post a link to gem chat right now. So if anyone makes this project today, you can post your photos.
Yes. Is anyone beading along with us? Are you working on this? Are you working on something else, which is totally fine too? Are you cooking dinner? Somebody had said that they watch us while she said she watches us while she sews, and then she watches sewing. No, she watches something else.
No, yeah,
I don't remember.
Us while she sews, and she watches something else while she beads. It was something like that. Was Vanya.
Maybe it was Netflix.
It is possible.
I think she said she's been sewing a while.
I was cleaning my kitchen all morning, like
full
cleaning.
Yes.
It was so satisfying. We're getting a second fridge today, so we wanted to make some room.
Oh wow.
We have literally 4 cooks in the kitchen now, so our little fridge is not cutting it.
6, 7, 8. I'm so excited to have a fridge we don't have to share.
Oh, you're in your own place now.
Yeah, we're gonna be. So I'm gonna be able to have a pitcher full of water with hibiscus in it in the fridge. Or an entire gallon of milk as opposed to like a half gallon.
Right, because you can do what you want now.
Yeah. Which is not to say I haven't been kind of taking up the whole fridge anyway, but...
Do you see Shira's comment? She said, I watched this live with you, and then when I try the project, I watch you again to hear your voices. Hello, Shira in the future.
If I'm dead one day, it was Shira. She cut out my vocal cords. I just wanted your voice.
Wait, I think we should whisper to Shira in the future. Shira in the future.
You really want spaghetti right now?
I hope your wire work is going great. Wow, I'm really bad at making ASMR. Okay, now I'm really uncomfortable. I thought that'd be way more fun, but I just creeped myself out. So it turns out I'm not destined to be an ASMR in whatever famous YouTuber.
Yeah, I don't watch those videos.
They're wild. Marianne says I'm a pretty loud whisperer.
It's from all the years of vocal work.
It's like a really well-supported whisper.
I know. I'm a really loud whisperer too.
I think that's good. We win.
All right. I did musical theater in high school, and they would always say to me, project like you're not going to have a mic. So
in opera there is no mic.
Quite loud. When I practice, I'm a high soprano. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
You're a soprano?
Uh-huh. Like I used to be able to hit every single note of Christine's from the Phantom of the Opera.
No, that goes so high.
Mm-hmm.
What?
In the productions where I was singing the ensemble, there would be they would move a lot of sopranos to like the lower sopranos because I was so loud. They didn't need it. They'd be like,
notice about you.
Stop standing next to the mic.
I just
right.
didn't even know you sang, Rich. All right, continue with the project.
Not a
Fantastic
whole
news.
lot anymore. Definitely can't hit those notes right now. All right. So I have all my little pieces of wire. They're so small, it looks like you wouldn't be able to do anything with them. So I'm going to go ahead and start doing my wraps. And I think I might have bent that too big. We'll see. And get a bead. I like to do things assembly line style. I don't know about you. When it's like a repetitive project, I like to be able to hold the same tool over and over again.
I'm with that with cleaning. I'm not with that with beading. I like to like continue.
With cleaning.
Yeah, like
What do you
I'll want
mean?
like I'll take out everything from a cabinet and then I'll wipe down all the cabinets and then I'll sort everything. Like, I mean, what other way is there to do it? But Nadira, if you're sorting your bead mixes from the box, you should 100% make a time lapse with your phone and then post it in Gem Chat because that sounds really satisfying to watch.
You didn't say that to me yesterday when I told you that I sort my bead mixes.
Well, I just thought of it. So you could, if you, Rachel, you really gonna go make a time lapse? I guess if you're gonna sort it anyway, you should. Yeah, you have to.
Yeah. You know I'm gonna sort it anyway. I like to see what I have. I don't do super well with like random like projects. Like if I'm doing like a random dispersion of things, I don't really do that great with that. Even if it looks random, I picked each bead to go in that random pattern.
If you sort a bead mix, where do you sort it into?
The same ones. Like
there's probably 24 different beads in that mix.
Yeah, and then when I put them in my bead boxes, I kind of like put them into the ones into the same little slot that are all very different, so I can pull out what I need.
Mm-hmm.
So like if I was doing it with colors, like maybe I would put like lapis and peridot, or since you had 3 different bead mixes, maybe I would put all the daggers in one and then I can just always pull out what I need.
The good news about the mixes is I felt like now that we've basically gone through like a lot of the colors of the veil of the mixes I can get, I think it's time for them to just like be part of the shop. So I just received like literally yesterday the mixes in like every color.
Oh, fun. Like even color. Wait, are there other colors or no?
There are other colors. We haven't had a dark purple mix. We haven't
had a black mix.
We haven't had black. I think I tried to order like literally every color. And I got 2-ounce bags. And then I got a few 16-ounce pound bags of each. Because I just, just in case there's someone who really likes sorting beads, you can now have a pound of check glass from Sam's Bead Shop coming soon. A brown. I think I ordered a brown mix. Yeah, I literally tried to cover every base.
If someone orders that and wants to pay me to sort it for them, I'll do that. But I can tell you right now, I'm not ordering that. That sounds like so many. That sounds almost overwhelming.
It's like a whole side of YouTube. People do these like pound sorting videos.
Do they really? That's a thing?
Oh, yeah.
Why? Why? Like, why? How do you watch somebody do that for 3 hours?
I assume they speed it up. Or maybe they like stop and
Sorry
start.
if I've offended anyone.
Have I ever done the Pantone Colors of the Year box? Is that referring to something in particular, or is like have I done a box with the Pantone colors? I mean, I would love to do a Pantone box during 2021. The issue is yellow and gray are like I'm really scared if I did a yellow and gray box, everyone would unsubscribe.
Funny, you think that's more polarizing than you said, like the red, orange, and yellow.
Well, I knew orange and yellow could be controversial, but like gray and yellow, that feels even more.
I think it would be fun for once we've gone through like all the colors for the bead boxes not to be like one color anymore.
Well,
Like
yeah. I mean, the first one was 2 colors. This last one was 3-ish.
No, but like those are all kind of colors that go together. But what if like one bead mix was or one box was like purple and yellow?
Oh, you mean like actually have like contrasting colors?
Or just like a bunch of things that kind of go together but aren't like made to go together.
Right. Yeah, you might like next month's box.
Or it could be like chopped.
More.
It'd be like chopped and it'd be like, here's some pumpkin seeds and a golden goose egg. And also mayonnaise.
Just do a chopped competition using the box.
What did I just do? Why did I do this? I grabbed the big piece of wire and looped it and put the bead on, and I'm looking at it and I'm like, why is it not the same size as the other ones?
Would you lay the finished bracelet across the top of your screen so we can like see where we're heading?
Yeah. I can stop doing this and do some of the other parts in a second.
Okay.
I just wanted to get enough to where it would be easy to kind of assemble. So you can see kind of where we're going with this. It's all just going to be connected. It looks a lot scarier than it is, I feel like. Unless you're really scared of single loops, then it's way scarier than it looks. And you said that you got more of the Red Creek, right? The double drills?
Yeah. All the double drill restocks arrived, so I have to process those this week. That sounds like a great Monday project.
Mm-hmm. What goes into the process of processing?
Good question. So I gotta open up the box and sort through what's in there, and then I'll like if I find the Red Creek, I'll have to pull it up in the system.
Question: do they? Okay, so I've ordered beads from sellers before, and one thing I like that you do is that each thing is in its own bag, and it gives you the information on it.
Thank you so much. That costs so much money.
I know. I don't even need I don't even necessarily need the information every time. I can go back and identify the beads myself. Maybe I think you get a lot of new beaders, which it is nice to have the information on there because sometimes it's hard to tell what the stone is or whatever. But I got an order in like last week, and
from elsewhere.
From elsewhere. Not from you. And literally it was just a bag of strands of beads, and I had gotten like a couple different moonstones that were all like slightly I had to go through and sort. That took forever and sort everything out.
This is old school Sam's Bead Shop, where when I used to pack the orders, I would just pull them and put as much as I could together in a bag. 100%.
I never felt like that with that. Must have been really, really old because you've
had
like labels on your bag
2015
for a really long time.
Because I mean, bagging each item and tagging each item it takes time. So to answer your question, I go into the system, I add the quantity.
But my question was, how do they mail? Do they label everything, or do they send it in just like a cluster to you, like a big bag of beads?
Oh yeah. So I'll get like a 10 by 20 inch bag, and it'll have like 10 different beads in it. But like it'll be like all the Red Creek, and then all the amethyst, and then all another stone, and then all that sealed up. At least that's how Dakota processes it. Every cutter is different.
Mm-hmm.
Some will like bag each thing, like 20 strands of something, and then wrap all the 20 strands in bubble. What else? It's a lot of bulk stuff, or US suppliers will just like fill a priority box and just like put as much as they can in there. I do like it when an item is bagged on its own, like all 40 strands of something are on it or together. It just makes it so much easier.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'll get like mookai and like all the sizes will be mixed together in the same bag.
Go through with the calipers.
I mean, I can tell you the size of a bead by looking at it these days.
I can usually get pretty close, but
yeah. And then of course I go with my caliper when I'm listing to be like, no, this is actually a 6.5 millimeter bead. Because usually like the 6, 8, 10 are just like approximations, and I try to not just give approximations on the site.
Yeah.
Because then I feel like if you got like 2 different 8 millimeters and we're planning to use them together, what if one was actually 0.5 millimeter bigger, and that maybe throws off your design?
Yeah. No, I've definitely noticed that as well. Not with you, but with other.
Yeah.
Okay, so I've got a pretty good amount of these at this point. Oh, I have an odd number. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. I just won't think about it. Anyway, so we're gonna go ahead and do our stones. Let's pick out which ones I want. Oh, this one's really fun. Look at that. I kind of want to save it. That's the only one I have that looks like that. All right, let's get a good mix. 1, 2, 3. I just like to do 5. I don't know why. I think it's a good number. I like to put extender chains on most of my bracelets. I didn't do it on this example one because I don't really have copper chain I love. But you could also make an extender chain out of loops if you wanted to. So I'm just going to do these the same way that I did the last one. Just...
I love Shara's comment.
What did she say?
I'm going to throw it up here for people who are watching this on replay. She's going to film a nature documentary of me in the office. And he overhears Jesse photographing.
We got a new dishwasher at work, and one of my baristas was reading the manual, and he goes, "Oh no, you can see it's a new dishwasher because if you look here, there's less buttons." And I just died.
Wait, having fewer buttons meant it was newer?
Yeah. I don't know. I got nothing. It's not, it's like a dishwasher sanitizer. There's really only one button you need to know unless you're the guy that's fixing it.
You talking about the one at work? So I thought it was like, wait, what? Got it. Okay.
Yeah, the one at work.
I think you could respond to Debbie's comment about the tape and bubble.
Sam, you put so much tape on the bubble. Yep. I think Debbie's trying to open them like I do, where she like peels the bubble wrap off because I want to reuse it. And
I remember years back, I got like a full-on complaint about how hard it was to open, which is like fair. Like I know that like people have arthritis, people have could have trouble with it.
It is kind of hard to open.
In which case, if hopefully someone could could at least get it going, cut it for you, or maybe like an X-Acto knife could really help too. At a certain point, I stopped apologizing for it because I realized, wait, this is actually a good thing. Like this is a good problem to have.
Yeah, as long as it is a lot of plastic, but that's okay. Yeah, I reuse my bubble wrap, so I don't feel bad about it. I just look at it as getting free bubble wrap because I told you before that you don't charge enough for shipping. So,
oh no, I mean, oh yeah, 100%. Every package costs me more than $3.99 to ship these days. I just do that because I don't want to charge more right now.
Yeah, I think that you should get small priority mailboxes, which are free, and ship every package in them.
Those cost like $8 these days.
I would pay for it. And then I would get my package in 2 days.
No, Rachel, a lot of your big packages do send priority mail. If they have a P on them, it's priority mail.
I know they do. But number one, I haven't been getting that big of packages these days. Number two, they're already like insured and stuff. I don't know. I just think it'd be easier for you.
Yeah, I mean, we do like the white boxes.
That B-box, there's no way. There's no way that costs less than like $6 to ship.
Oh yeah, I think the US ones was an average of $4.50 to ship that. Most were like $5. Yeah.
Maybe it's because I always add insurance to my packages, just because I don't trust anyone. I don't trust anyone or anything. I always add insurance to any package I send.
Yeah, I think any priority pack. Oh, is it just the flat rate ones that come with $50 of insurance? I mean,
I'm not
$50 for a priority package of beads ain't gonna make a dent, though.
That's true. I think the flat rate ones come with 50, and then I think the regular ones actually come with 100, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I've charged the same $3.99 shipping since I think 2016. It's 2021, and mail prices have gone up every single year.
Yeah. Oh shit! Tammy's comment. Sorry, guys.
What?
She said, I love being a part of the shipping department staff meeting. Unfortunately, this project is so monotonous that I've literally just been sitting here watching me do the same thing. And I should have prepped some of these, but we've been packing boxes all day and I didn't even honestly think about it until right before. Anyway.
I like Tammy's comment more.
That's what I mean, not more funny.
As well. No, Rachel's never asked me about that sort of thing. I like the question.
About the shipping or the
shipping and the processes. There's all sorts of things that happen in the shop.
I was wondering about processing because I was like, there's no way it's as easy as being like, oh, we got this in, put it in a drawer.
Oh no.
That's what I would do. But I also am just me. It's not
you get it in. I have to see, does the photo still match? Is all the info still right? And did I pay the same amount for the beads? Is the price the same amount? Is the same or is it changed? I print the labels and then Miranda will bag it and there's a whole system.
Miranda is new.
Miranda is new. She's full-time now.
I haven't heard that name.
Yeah, she's taken over all the bagging and tagging. Who
was doing the bagging and tagging before Abby?
Sarah was doing it. My good friend Sarah was doing it for a long time. Okay. Michelle says she thinks I should charge what it costs for shipping. Yeah, I'm so torn on this one for literally years now. The big packages cost me $10 to send, and the small ones cost me $4 to $5 to send. But I a lot of places offer free shipping, and I never felt like that was quite right either. So I just kept it at the $3.99, regardless of how big your order is, and I'm totally good with that. And then of course we combine orders together. If you place multiple orders, we'll put it together, and you only pay $3.99.
Yeah, so I think you're losing a lot of money on shipping.
Yeah, that was a choice I made. I don't know. I don't want to charge. I don't know. Beads themselves are not.
Sometimes I bring things up on here, just so that you're forced to talk about them in front of an audience.
What a great business tactic you have going there.
To get the group in on, see what people are, because I feel like you worry about a lot of things that wouldn't bother most of your customer base.
Yeah, the only options for comment sold is flat rate, free shipping, or variable shipping based on the number of items. So it'd be
bizarre.
So it could be a base number, and then it adds to it based on the number of items in the order, and then you can cap it at a max number.
Oh. That's strange.
Yeah, I mean, eventually I'll probably just make, like, I think coming soon, probably $3.99 will have to just become $4.99 just because of that they've been raising it like 1 or 2 times a year.
Mm-hmm.
But
So let me show assembly because it's getting kind of late.
sorry, you guys totally got a
Sorry
little.
guys, you've just been watching me loop the same thing over and over again.
Alrighty,
So
show us
what I'm
what
doing
we're
here
doing.
is I'm just opening the loops I've done on my big beads, my double drill beads, and I'm just looping on my other beads. That's why I love single loops, because you can use them like jump rings and then you don't have to add jump rings. And so we'll go ahead and attach one more. And you can open up the loops on the little bars if you wanted to. I don't know why I like doing the ones on here better. I'm just bringing it over and attaching it. Hey, come back here. Come back here. Here we go. And this one. Okay. And then for the ends, there's a couple of different things you could do. If you had chain you liked, you could slip it through the holes and then kind of connect it to a clasp if you want to do extended or whatever. For this one, I have connected them together with a smaller loop, like the ones that we kind of did when we were making the dangles on the earrings. So I kind of left it like that, and I just made a quick little hook for the other side. So on the other side, I did the same thing. Oh, it's getting all tangled on me. On the other side, I did the same thing. I've got the two, it doesn't tangle on me until I'm trying to show you something. And then it's like, ha, you thought this was going to be easy. Okay, so here we go. So I connected this. You could also bring them together, add a jump ring if you wanted instead of adding another one of these, or do whatever. And then I just made a teeny hook. It's literally just me taking a piece of wire. These are not round nose, whatever. Bending it over and then hammering it. And then, so you could use whatever clasp you wanted for this. If you were going to use a toggle, I would probably add a little chain because it's a little easier to use them when there is chain. Do we have any questions?
We had a question earlier about if you work hard in your ear wires, but you just use half hard wire, right?
Yes. So for the ear wire that I showed you, definitely needs to be work hardened, because I could just do that.
Right. Have you ever done them with the German style half hard wire?
I'm not really sure what that is.
I gotta put you on the spot these days. This is something Sarah Ellis has been talking a lot about because I also don't know a lot about German style wire, and I'm kind of intrigued to learn more.
What does that mean?
I would guess the composition's different, and I believe it's like a harder wire. But I will get back to you, and maybe we can ask Sarah because she has a great explanation.
I'm not sure what that is. I've never. I just buy half hard wire and create my ear wires. Yeah, that's what I usually do. If I'm using copper, I don't usually buy that half hard. I'll make them in a smaller gauge wire, like 22, and just hammer them. Or I will do something I do not recommend because it is potentially dangerous, and this does not have Sam's seal of approval on it.
Oh, good God, you're going to say this on video
again. Some wire in hold it with your pliers and then put the other side in the drill and work harden it that way by twisting it.
Big. Okay.
Yeah. But so that's one way to work harden your wire other than hammering it. I find it takes forever if you just use the nylon jar. German style is half hard, they said. So yeah, all the wire I usually use is dead soft.
Yeah.
But interesting. Where do you buy German style wire?
I remember.
And it's still.
We're having a party today. Wow.
I can't wait to move.
I believe. I mean, I was just shopping for wire for the shop, and I saw German style in the mix from Beadsmith. So.
Oh.
And Beadalon has it.
Maybe that would. Can you get it like in sterling silver? Because I primarily work in sterling silver, which is why I buy it half hard.
Yeah, well,
or copper.
It sounds like a great thing for
copper and brass mix. Okay.
Do you want to show us a little bit more of the linking? I feel like I totally distracted from the.
Yeah, like connecting them. You mean?
Yeah.
It's really easy. So you just open the loops and loop it on, just like if you had a jump ring. And you could use jump rings if you wanted to. I don't really buy very many jump rings. I don't use a lot of jump rings. I usually just loop everything myself or create a link. Honestly, I got so used to not using them that I forgot. Because I feel like no matter where you buy a jump ring from, it's always a different size. Even if it says it's the same size, it's always a different size. Ooh, joke's on me. I don't have another double drill bead that I loop. So you would just open them up and put the bead on, and then here we can make like a really tiny bracelet. And just... This isn't going to work. Here we go.
Are you about to make the world small? I think this should be a thing. I think tiny jewelry should be a thing. Like, I want to make really
this
tiny...
is like the world's biggest toe ring or the world's smallest bracelet. This is like a bracelet for a baby still in the womb. Like... Or like a monkey. It would fit a monkey, like a baby monkey, you know, the ones that like magicians have. It would fit a baby monkey.
Normally to finish this, you would add a clasp. You wouldn't just be connecting it back to itself.
No, not unless you want to make like a bracelet chain and hanging from your window. So here's my tiny ringlet. There we go. Just... Anyway.
Awesome. All right, it's 4:08. We have past the hour mark, so we're gonna wrap up today's class.
Thank you guys so much. So if you missed last week's class, I definitely recommend watching it. It's all stringing, so with soft flex or whatever stringing wire you use, and we also made a bracelet and earring. So these are 4 really good ways to use the double drill beads.
Wow, yeah,
I'm really excited about it. You get, the, I don't know. I just think the double drill beads are so beautiful because they give you such a large expanse of stone to work with. And maybe at some point I will do some necklace designs because, you know, they lay a little bit different on necklaces.
Totally.
But thank you all for coming.
Yeah. So the next Sam's Bead Shop event would be on Monday. It'll be our New Bead Sunday is on Monday these days.
You say these days, it was last week and this week. But...
And then probably continuing for at least a little bit. And who knows about the future. I kind of love the Monday. Right. And people didn't seem opposed. So we'll see what happens. I really like Mondays. I'm not working all weekend. It's lovely. So thank you all for joining. And I hope everyone has a great rest of your week.
Have a great week.
Bye, everyone.